have to believe you can.
Right. Let me ask you, you walk around the street and you just taking the microphone. I guess you're not shy, right?
Actually, I used to be very afraid and shy. Like, the singing. Like, I wouldn't want to sing in front of people or go up to people and talk to people like I'm doing now. I had a big fear of it. Whatever you're going through right now is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've been bullied in your life. Maybe you don't have many friends.
Right.
Maybe you don't speak the language like you had, or whatever struggling you're going through right now is a blessing, and you will be able to make it to the other side of it. But you have to see it as a blessing.
I came to this country when I was 16 years old with zero in my pocket. And from there, I worked myself up. I knew what I wanted. You have to have a vision. And you need to have fire in the belly. Today we have Yair, okay? Yair, I want to tell you something. I'm very impressed because I see that you have a lot of followers, okay? In fact, okay, I don't, by the way, I don't talk to anybody because, like I said, I want to be surrounded with smart people. I believe you're very smart, okay? You're only 24. And you know what? There are a million people like you, a million that want to be like you, and they cannot make it, okay? I saw your video, 88 million views, some old lady. I'm proud of you. Man, what's your secret?
Secret to what? To grow the
How do you
following?
get somebody who wants to be like you? How can they grow the following? Yes.
How can they grow their following?
Yes.
The first step is you have to believe you can.
Mindset.
You have to believe you can.
Right.
You have to believe it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to know how you're going to get there, but you have to see that you can do it.
Right.
Second thing, who you surround yourself with.
Mm-hmm.
Surround yourself with people that are doing it or also believe they can do it too, and that encourage you. That's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
You could surround yourself with people that say, "Oh, don't do that. That's
Right.
You don't need that," or whatever. Or you could surround yourself, "Yeah, like let's do that. That's gonna be great, right?" And then the third thing is the willingness to take action on things that may scare you a little bit. So if I have an idea for something and maybe it's a little bit, I want to do it and it excites me. I'm like, oh man, what are people going to think of me? It's having the courage to do it and to give it a shot.
But
I think if you have those three things, it's only a matter of time until you become successful.
Do you have a fire in your belly?
Yes, sir.
You do. I feel like you're not a regular 24 years old. You're very mature for your age. Okay. I'm sorry. I mean, you're definitely 10 years more. You're young and you look very young, obviously, early 20, okay? Your maturity level is up there, at least in the 30s. You don't see today young kids like you with this kind of maturity level, okay? You don't, okay? Today people want to, they want to be influencer on Instagram or YouTube, whatever, TikTok, and they don't want to do anything. They don't want to punch a clock, okay? They want to work from home with their underwear. And the problem is there's so much you can do because not everybody can do it. Some will be very successful, and the majority, it's a 1% rule.
You need to really have the passion to do it. Like I was telling you before, when I did real estate, it didn't work for me. You worked for you. But I worked and I felt miserable every day, like not wanting to do it, but forcing myself. When I started making videos, the first 8 months it wasn't working, but right after that it blew up because I had a passion for it. I enjoyed it.
You had a calling. How about that? You had a calling. There you go.
I think
that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, you need 100%. Like you need to have a calling for it. And do the thing that you have a calling for, because that's the thing you're going to be successful at. So if someone has a calling to have millions of followers and impact millions of lives, and they genuinely have that fire inside, they're going to do it. So I think people have to do what inspires them, not what other people think they should do.
So let me ask you, what's next for you? What do you see yourself the next 10 years?
What's next right now? 10 years is a long time.
Okay,
I have a lot of visions.
Fair enough.
I do singing.
You're singing?
Yeah, I do. I'm a singer.
Very nice.
So one of my visions is to write a hit song. But I'm going step at a time because I also understand the thing like your brother, right? As you were telling me before. If I try to do all of them at once,
Nothing can happen.
I'm screwed,
Right,
right?
right,
Okay, so
right.
I had a vision, get millions of followers, I did it. Millions of
Wow.
views, I did it. Okay,
Wow.
great. Now my next thing is make millions of dollars.
Right.
So start making a lot of money. Find a path that takes me to
Let me ask
making
you,
great
like,
money.
do you make money from Instagram?
From Instagram, like a couple hundred a month. They barely pay.
$200, that's it.
And then sponsorships. Like if I get
Sponsorship.
someone to pay me a couple thousand or,
Right.
4K, 5K to make a video.
Oh, TikTok?
On TikTok, yeah. And TikTok pays more for views.
Mhm.
Maybe like 1 million views could be, $500, $600, $300, $1,000. It depends, but it's more.
So
But it's
you're-
still very little. It's small.
Oh, YouTube too, the same, right?
YouTube, I haven't grown on it yet,
Right,
but it pays a
right.
little more.
Right.
But there's other avenues.
Right. So your goal is not necessarily to make money from the social media, but you want the social media is a stepping stone to something greater than that, something bigger than that.
I'm open to however it comes. I'm just focused on the target. Before I
Right.
started making millions of views, but before I started having millions of views, I would go on walks and I would see. I love having millions of views on my channel, and I would see. I love seeing M's when I go on my channel, so I would see the M's on my.
You want to
account.
see him, of
I would
course.
see it.
Right.
And then
right.
it happened like very shortly after. And so right now, what I'm doing is I'll show you. You're gonna like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is my new bank account.
Mm-hmm.
I made a little thing.
5 million?
I put 5 million,
Okay.
and it's a little Photoshop thing, and I'm just focused on my vision.
That's what you want. You want to come to that. Well, why not?
Yeah,
50 is good too.
Well, that's the first one.
I understand.
Once I get that, I'll
I hear
bump
you.
it 10x.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah.
So let me ask you. You walk around the street and you just taking the microphone. I guess you're not shy, right?
Actually, I used to be very afraid and shy. Like, the singing. Like, I wouldn't want to sing in front of people or go up to people and talk to people like I'm doing now. I had a big fear of it. And that's the reason it was so important for me to do it. Because of that. And that's why I started doing the interviews, because I said it's going to be a way for me to face myself. Funny enough, when I first started doing the interviews, when I first went out, people told me, "Oh, you're so talented. Like, this is so natural for you." Like, "Oh,
Like you've been doing this for years.
yeah.
Not
And I was like, "Okay, cool."
Whatever, right.
And it was actually all in my head. But I think that's something about life is the thing someone has the most fear about, they think they're the weakest at is the thing they're going to be the best at.
Right.
Because they have the most fire about it, like you're talking about, right?
Of course.
You've been holding yourself back for so long, you're ready to just do it already.
Right.
And then you
So
Yeah.
you basically you'll go on the street in Hollywood Boulevard, whatever, Hollywood
yeah,
Beach.
now it's easy.
It's
Now I
easy.
just go
You'll
and
go and ask me, hey, let me ask you a question. Anybody, any random guy, or is it
Yeah,
is,
no.
it, is it stage? It's not stage.
no, I pick people.
You pick
I
people.
pick people.
You tell them beforehand what you do.
Well, what I'm saying is if let's say I'm doing it with random people, there's a lot of people walking by, I'll see which person I think has a look or if there's something
But
about
it's
them.
not staged.
No,
It's not staged. Just
no.
On the
I
spot.
did it like a few times in the beginning when I was starting out. I had tested some like stage type videos, and it just wasn't really
It wasn't
my
It
thing.
didn't work right.
I preferred to do it where
Natural.
it's just natural.
Whoa.
Yeah. So if you see me just go up to someone and someone's recording me, that's what it actually is. And then also, yeah, like the videos where it just starts with me interviewing the person. Most of them, it's just me with my tripod like that,
That's
and
it.
I'm holding it and walking around, and I see someone. I say, "Hey, excuse me. Hey, I'm making a quick video. My channel's about sharing wisdom and advice with the younger generation. Would you mind if I ask you a couple questions for the channel?"
Smart.
And then a lot of people say yes.
They don't punch you. Say, hey, get out of here. No, nothing like that.
No.
They're happy. They're happy that you come to them.
You know what? People actually are so happy because this is the feedback I've been getting from people. I'm here because I can tell you really love, like you really enjoy it. People tell me that. I was talking to millionaires. I went to Palm Beach. Multiple people said, "Oh, I can tell you like this. I can tell you like this." It's so important for people to see that you go up to them with they could see the energy. Like, "Hey, I'm making a video."
Right.
Or, "Hey, I'm selling a house." But whatever it is, you have to have that fire, man, because people are going to read you like a book.
Right.
They're going to read that energy.
And sometimes you're gonna have some rejection too.
Yeah, I get a bunch of rejection. I get
That's
rejection
okay.
every time I go out. I get rejected. Actually, the last time I went to go record, I went to Las Olas a few days ago.
Right.
I got so much rejection. I went out and it was just no. I was like, man, like what's going on with this? Like I'm getting more no's than usual. And I just kept going, and then eventually I started getting yeses, and then yes, and then it got easier. But
Do you approach a particular species, I don't know, male, female, girls, old people, yeah, doesn't matter.
It depends on the video. In Las Solas, I was interviewing people about money. So I interviewed people that look rich. They just have a look of someone that has money, whether they're old or younger. And then for a lot of the videos I've done that went viral, it was older people. So I picked older people that have a cool look to them.
So I see you have 188 million views, right? Crazy.
My most viewed is 119 or 120
119.
million. Yeah.
Wow. What is that about?
I asked couples what's their secret for a long and healthy marriage.
Very nice.
And it got and I actually did it with multiple couples and they all got millions. So then one of my friends was like, hey, why don't you just combine them all together? So I did it, and then that one got massive.
That's great, you know.
Yeah.
We like good stories.
Huh?
Well, I believe I want to say something. You're an underdog. I like to see underdog come back strong. Not that you were a failure, but you started something, okay? No experience, nothing, on your own. No one told you. No one taught you that, right?
With the interviews? Well, I had
No, with
friends.
this Instagram, no one gave you a secret. There's no secret recipe.
There's no secret.
Right.
I mean, people
That's
taught me
an underdog.
editing and this, but yeah.
Right. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Very nice.
You know, I think it's I still feel like an underdog though, like with the money part, right? Like or with other things. So yeah, I figured out a way.
But
to
you'll get there because if you did this, if you can do this, you can do that.
You
right?
think so?
Of course.
It's the same principles.
The same
right?
principle, right? It's the same.
You just kind of
You have to apply. It's how you apply yourself.
Yeah. You take what you apply. I take what I apply to be successful
Correct.
at this, and then I
Right.
do it on the next.
A lot of negative energy, in the world. You have to remove yourself, okay, and just focus on the positive.
Yeah. About negative energy, like when I was I have no friends from high school or any of that stuff. None of them. My family from Israel, there's hundreds of family, uncles, aunts. My mom, asked me to go to a wedding. I said, I'm not going to the wedding because that's not the energy I choose to be in, It's just, I only, and I might go there one day, but the people that I surround myself with that are closest to me are in this mindset I'm talking about. They love growing. They love seeing the blessing in things. Nobody's going to be in my inner circle unless they have that mindset.
You're smart. That's why you're successful.
And all of
You
the
see
people
that?
around me...
That. By the way, that's one secret.
Yeah, and all of the people around me are becoming successful. They're all... I have a friend that is...
It's contagious.
It's contagious, man. Like success loves company and enthusiasm loves company,
Right,
and misery and brokenness and thinking
It's
that
what
life's-
it's what you give to the world. You're gonna get back.
Yeah, and it's the
Right?
standard you have.
Right.
But yeah, in terms of like confidence and all that, what you were saying before, like going up to people and things like that, it's really a skill that can be developed.
It's a cold call.
That's it.
It's the
Like
same
when I
thing.
first cold called, right?
It's
It was
the
like,
same
I was
thing.
like this, bro.
It's the same thing.
So
Wow.
scary.
Right.
And then,
right.
After like 5,
Right,
10,
right,
15,
right.
20,
Exactly.
thousands of cold
Right,
calls, it's just,
right.
you're cold calling, you're eating fucking breakfast. It's just another day.
Let me ask you, what advice would you give to a young guy who want to get started, want to be like you, want to get million views?
That's cool. That's good.
Right.
That's good. You're flipping it on me.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say is, yeah.
Right.
What I would say is, whatever you're going through right now is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you've been bullied in your life. Maybe you don't have many friends.
Right.
Maybe you don't speak the language like you had, or whatever struggling you're going through right now is a blessing, and you will be able to make it to the other side of it. But you have to see it as a blessing. You have to see the blessing in your situation. And I would say, focus on your mindset. Focus on the way you think and the way you feel, because that's gonna bleed into every single thing you do in your life. Everything. And once you get your thoughts and your feelings aligned towards what you want, you're gonna be successful.
Right.
So if you're struggling with anything, just go back. Okay,
Go
what's
back.
the way I'm seeing this? What belief do I have right now that's holding me back? And what can I change about myself to be successful? And then the last two things I would say to him, anybody that isn't supporting you with your dreams and anybody that isn't on the same page as you on what you want to do,
Cut them loose.
cut them off immediately as fast as possible.
They're gonna hold you back.
And that's it. Cut them off.
I like it.
Even if right now you don't have anyone else,
I like it.
cut them off and have just yourself and start to
You
love
don't need,
yourself.
you don't need anybody else.
No.
I like it.
And once
I
you do
like
that,
it.
and once you do that, you
Right.
start to make space to find the new
Right.
people.
Got it. Love it.
And then the last thing is have the courage to act on your dreams. The dream you have in your head, have the courage to do it.
If you were to go back to, what would you say to yourself? If you were to go back 2 years, 3 years, how would you make? Would you make things differently?
What I would say to myself is, I love you. And you got this. You're going to be successful.
Thank you for coming. Very nice. Proud of you.